Guys can hear it.
Bro, you look like you just took an edible. You're like, so guys.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to the Clearly Distorted podcast, where we discuss our clearly thought out ideas shared through our distorted lenses. This is episode 10. By the way, I meant to share with you guys, man. Congratulations to the both of you and all of us. A lot of podcasts don't make it to episode 10. A lot of new podcasts don't make it to episode 10. So congratulations, guys. Proud of you guys. I am Damian, a.k.a. the Shower God. That's Jules, also known as the Prolific Hater. And that's Patricia, a.k.a. She's Not All There. And we are
all that.
Clearly Distorted podcast.
I wish I had a comeback for that for mine.
And you know what? I want to say that we should be very proud because our time difference is so big, the time gap between us. So we made it.
We still managed to make it work.
All right. Well, here we are.
Here we are. So it's been a couple weeks, guys. Yeah. It's been a couple weeks. What the fuck is going on with you guys?
No, it's only been 1 week.
Well, 1 week in between the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
So it's like been
that's true. Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Well,
sorry.
It's cold as hell in the country. And it's been nice for people in Florida. For the rest of the Midwest and some of the East, not too good.
Not so good.
Treacherous. Yeah. Something like 5,000 flights canceled today. Of all day, the day before,
that's
holidays weekend. Yeah, that's terrible. Sucks for a lot of people, but
we are recording this episode before Christmas.
Yes.
Just so you guys know. So it's a little bit before Christmas. So by the time you see this, it'll be after Christmas, the day after, to be exact. So what did you guys know about any of the Christmas gifts? Any early gifts that you might want to share?
Yeah. I know of one. I'm getting a new laptop.
Very nice.
Yeah.
My daughter got me tickets to some it was like a Christmas jazz show. Yeah, it was a Christmas jazz show and it was real nice. Really, really nice. She got me front row seats. The headliner was a singer that we really like. Her name is Haley Reinhardt. She's indie, and so it was real nice. Jazz music. It had Haley Reinhardt. It was a nice vibe. I'm not really Mr. Christmas spirit, but it was nice. It had one of our favorite indie artists, Haley Reinhardt, and we just had a good time. We had dinner before that. It was a nice father-daughter kind of moment. Nice theater, and it was great. So shout out to Lauren. Thank you, and I love you.
Lauren, it's so nice of you.
But for those who don't know, Lauren is prolific in these comments, and it's usually not too flattering
It's all right.
to some of our other hosts of this show.
Anyway, so we had our first but not first double date.
No, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It was interesting. We had a good time, but grand opening, grand closing on that situation.
Well, now you
What
have
does
to
that
tell
even
us.
mean?
Yeah, it went bad.
It started and then ended. It's over. Yeah.
What does it mean?
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
tell us. Give us the details.
Yeah, what's in between that?
Did he hit on you?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, how do I say
Did
this?
you hit on him?
You know what? I'm gonna hit you. How about that?
Let's go.
Yeah, it was just really, it was kind of awkward. Just maybe it's I don't know, maybe I'm old school or whatever, but typically at least on the first date, I expect to pay. But that wasn't the case in this scenario because it was his birthday. So I don't know. Just
Wait, I'm
So who paid?
confused. Yeah.
She paid for him.
Okay.
Okay.
Nah, it's not okay.
Wait,
Okay.
I'm very
Oh,
confused.
It's the
dang.
first
Don't tell me
date.
you one of those guys.
I'm confused. You got upset because you didn't pay for everyone's dinner?
No, not him. He's upset that the dude didn't pay for the girls' dinner.
At least on the first date. But I don't
it was
know.
his birthday.
It was his birthday, and I think that was her fault. That it shouldn't have happened that way.
Wait, no. What do you mean? Okay, wait. Hold up a minute. Hold up.
It was the first date.
So a girl cannot pay for the first date?
First date? No, not the first one.
Really?
Yeah,
she wants to. Oh my God. Are you serious? You, Mr. Devil's Advocate?
Yeah. God, I don't want to say too much, but
no,
it can set the wrong precedent, right? So if you just and this could go both ways. It could go man or woman. So I guess it applies either way. But sometimes there are guys that intend to take advantage of women. Right? They get what they can get from them. And
this goes both ways.
It does go both ways, 1000%. But I don't know.
But your issue is that she
guy.
paid for him on his birthday. And this is strictly a male-female issue you're having.
No. Not that it was his birthday, because that could be understandable. So in my opinion, the birthday shouldn't have been the first date. My issue is the
Daym,
first.
You don't...
my issue is the first date.
Oh, Lord.
You have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Wait, so you have an issue that he should have not gone on their first date on his birthday? That would be a great way to even go on a first date.
I don't know.
Look.
I guess it's just a timing thing, maybe.
I think it's a Damian.
My issue is not the birthday. I think, you take somebody out for their birthday, that's understandable. But it was the first date. That's kind of where it gets off for me.
So you think, based on principle, that he should have been insistent on paying, regardless of the birthday? It's just like, hey, this is the first
we don't
date.
even know if he was. Was he insistent?
I'm the dude.
He made no attempts to even insinuate that he was gonna,
didn't dig in his wallet or none of that.
Maybe but wait a minute. But maybe they had a conversation saying,
because even before that, he wasn't even modest with his ordering.
It was his birthday.
It established that she was going to treat him?
Knowing her, probably, because she even tried to pay for our meal. So maybe, I don't know. I'm not privy to that conversation, but I would not be surprised if that conversation was had.
But you were sitting back and you felt a certain way about it. You were being absolutely judgy on that, which is okay, because you were invited, like you were part of it. You could have your own opinion.
Yeah,
that is interesting. I think in this day and age, I do feel like if she had a conversation with him and said, "Hey, it's your birthday. I'm gonna hook you up," I have no problem with it.
I mean,
if it wasn't something established and she's just grabbing her card and he's just sitting there rubbing his belly, this was delicious.
I
I
mean,
would have a problem with
that's kind of how I took it. But like she even had a conversation, beforehand with Joanna, saying she's inviting us, she wants to pay for us as well. And that's a conversation you have with her. You don't have the conversation with me. I wasn't gonna have it. So
there's a rule to that. I have a rule to that, right? If you go out with friends or whatever and somebody offers to pay, you always put your hand in your pocket, pull out your wallet, open it, get your card out. And they got 2 fucking chances. When they're like, no, I got it. And you're like, no, we can split it or whatever. Or, I got mine. No, it's fine. After that second time, I'm like, okay, done.
I mean, you know what
you're insisting.
It was a combination of things. For one, I probably wasn't. Probably no matter what the circumstance was, I wasn't going to let her pay. But this was a fairly expensive restaurant. 1, 2, I'm watching this guy order whatever the fuck he wants to order, and it's not looking like he has any thoughts of paying. And so I was just like,
wait, pause.
Where'd you go?
You were already thinking about this shit before the bill came out.
yes.
So when he was ordering stuff, it was already in your head. This better pay something. Yeah. Dame's like, oh, you ordered the steak? Oh, you ordered the lobster and the surf and turf? Oh, okay.
Well, because I know how she is, and Joe and I had already discussed that she was gonna attempt to pay for our meal. So yes, this was already on my mind.
So what did you order? Fish and chips?
The salad.
I ordered whatever I wanted because I knew I was paying for it.
Where'd you guys go?
The Capitol Grill.
Where?
Capitol Grill.
Mm-hmm.
It's over what's that not the West Shore Mall, but the mall over there by West Shore. International Mall.
Okay.
Well, other than that,
now I want to know how much did she pay?
How did the rest of the day go? Did you notice anything else that kind of tickled your pickle in the wrong way?
Yeah, I never told.
He just did not like this guy from the beginning.
No. I had a good time. He was cool. He was cool, but it just I never told him that I was in the military at any point. So
by the way, I like your hat.
Thank you. Oh yeah, forgot about that one. So he was in the military, and so I just started asking him questions about it. This shit was so silly that he said he was in the Navy, right? And then he goes on.
You were already judging him. I'm sorry, go ahead.
He goes on to say that he was in Special Forces. Now, the Navy only has the Special Forces is the Navy SEALs. Okay. When he says he was in the Special Forces and his specialty was hand-to-hand combat, I wanted to slide out of the fucking booth under the table because it's no such thing.
Why didn't you say it?
Because what was I gonna do for what? I told her.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're correct on that?
There is no. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure.
So you think he was?
There's no special forces called hand-to-hand combat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, but that doesn't mean he didn't specialize in it.
I can say I specialize in hand-to-hand combat. What the fuck does that mean?
You should have grabbed a butter knife and said, "Take this off of my hand. Take this out of my hand and see how that would."
So do you now? I'm invested.
Bread roll
do you think there's gonna be a second date?
Definitely not.
Oh, okay. Well, he had a premium.
That's why I said grand opening, grand closing.
Okay. I thought when you said that, I thought you meant for you to do this again, like go on.
Oh, yeah.
Double dates.
Wouldn't that be funny if every date he goes on, he just tells him that it's his birthday and that he specializes in hand combat, and maybe that'll.
It's a shame too because he was kind of interesting. He had an interesting life. Like you could tell, like it just wasn't.
Was it?
No, I could tell like it just wasn't all bullshit. Right? I could tell he was. Yeah, but it was just the military shit.
So I don't, without getting into anybody's business. So it was an open and shut case for her too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, sound like still like a pretty good evening though.
Yeah, we had fun, enjoyed.
You can laugh about and talk about, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good time.
That's good. And what about you, Patricia? Any wild stories in Turkey during the holiday weekend?
Near-death experiences?
No.
Any mousy situations you want to talk about? Anything like that?
No. Everything's good.
All right. Well, let's move into our first topics then.
First topic of the day.
Damn, what you got for us, bro? What you got for us, man?
Sean Diddy Combs acquires a cannabis business for $185 million. It's a big deal.
It's kind of cheap.
That's kind of cheap.
Is he gonna call it CB Diddy? CB Diddy? Am I good with names?
Honeycombs. I don't know.
Honeycombs, yeah. Honeycombs.
I like honeycombs. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I like honeycombs more than CB Diddy.
Whatever. Don't hate.
So this deal will create the country's first minority-owned, vertically integrated, multi-state cannabis company. And of
course,
that
a big deal considering that we're only beginning cannabis things? Like
it's a big deal because it's a very hard business to get in, and it is even harder for us to get in. Yes.
Okay. No,
it's very hard to get the licensure for sure.
It's very hard
someone
to get
someone who does not take marijuana ever in myself, so I'm totally ignorant to all of this.
Okay, that was weird.
What's weird about that? What, I don't do weed? That's
I mean, you don't have to partake in it to be aware of the business. I mean, it's a lucrative business.
It's there's a lot of lucrative businesses.
Yeah,
we were talking about the game industry. You don't know a motherfucking thing about it, and I mean, it's lucrative. It's more lucrative than a marijuana business.
Is it?
I don't know.
Hell yeah, it is.
I don't know.
Well, I guess it could be because gaming is worldwide.
Microsoft is attempting to buy Activision for $69 billion. Tell me anything marijuana related even comes close to that. Legally,
I wouldn't say one company, no, but maybe in total. Maybe in total.
I mean, that could change over the years, but
yeah,
that's a big deal for. I guess. I
mean, there's only like what in the teens states that it's legal,
so, right?
Yeah,
right.
So,
tell me more about it. You said that he's controlling every facet of it, or the company is, or
right. So it's a vertically integrated, which means it covers growing, manufacturing, retail, wholesale. So it's every aspect of the industry, top to bottom. So
that's great. I mean,
it's going to be really difficult for them to start reversing some of these marijuana laws that a lot of politicians want to do. The more and more businesses grow, and the more it becomes a big thing. So that's positive, because I do think that. Go ahead.
The thing that we were talking about earlier was that now it's a business, right? Like now it's a legit legal business, but so many minorities their lives have been ruined for little marijuana charges, and now it's like it's a business. Now it's okay, but lives were literally ruined. So many lives of minorities. That's why every time I hear stories about the cannabis industry, I'm just thinking, wow, I can't even imagine how someone that their life has been wasted away in jail over this, how do they feel? This must be like a slap in their face.
Yeah, I mean, there's in nothing big enough, but in some states have things in place where those convicted of for marijuana charges, nonviolent, may have first opportunities to buy into farming and things like that. So there are some states that have released a lot of people. There are states that are implementing things that are allowing these people to still attempt to partake in the business if they want to or if they can. So it's not nearly enough, but there's some attempts out there to make right.
Well, good for Sean Puffy Combs. Puffy.
Yeah. Take
Puffy
that. Take
Combs,
that.
maybe.
Puffy Combs.
Take that. Yeah.
Take that. Can't stop, won't stop. He's been saying it, right?
There's a lot of stuff you can go with it. Yeah. Yeah.
But, and you know him. One of the statements he had made was that he obviously wants to create more Black entrepreneurs within the industry. Now he has a direct way to impact that. So hopefully
that's what he does, because we hear that he screws people over all the time.
Yeah, there's been some rumblings from Mace about that, and it is kind of odd, right? Like Black Rob, Biggie, Craig Mack, like I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying nothing. And
are you scared?
Big up to. I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Well, there you go. Nah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good thing. I think. We'll see. Hasn't really been a whole lot said about it other than the acquisition. It's brand new. I think this is within the last 10 days or so, something like that. So
congratulations.
Well, it's good news.
It's a big achievement.
I think it's a big achievement. It's going to create jobs, and it's definitely going to help a lot of people who need it, because I'm even considering going that route. So
which route?
We'll see. Oh, I've been exploring taking some marijuana and stuff, CBD and maybe some THC, but we'll see. I think it's definitely long overdue, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of beneficial medicinal purposes.
Yeah. I've been with my autoimmune disease. A lot of people tell me just to go ahead and smoke weed, but
yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people tell me. Oh, just vape or take an edible or whatever. Yeah. But my daughter's worried. We've been having this conversation now for a couple of months actually. And I say, I've never been high. I've never been. I don't know if I've ever been drunk. I don't drink, but I've a couple of times in my life I've had some alcohol, like strong alcohol, just so I could take it. And I never thought I was drunk, but then when I go back and see the pictures of myself, I look pretty fucked up. So yeah, it's never really been my thing, right? I've been around it so much, and so much real serious drug abuse and alcohol abuse in my life, that as a child growing up and seeing that, it kind of traumatized me in a way where I didn't want to fuck with it. So that was the effect that stuff had on me. So, and I'm always the kind of person that I want to be in total control of my thoughts. But with some of my own health issues and personal issues, a lot of people telling me, you should try this, you should try that. So I say, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to really do it. Like, I really want to go for it. So I want to try edibles and go THC. And my daughter's freaking the hell out. She's like, you can't. The first time you do it, it's going to fuck you up. And so she's worried about it. But
here's the thing with edibles, and a lot of people have bad experiences with them because they're consuming edibles that are made by their friends.
Oh no.
So yeah, and so what happens is the dosage, you have no idea how much you're taking because they're not measuring out, what they're putting
according to her, I want to go to a professional place where they go. She doesn't really consume it, but her boyfriend does. And I want to go and I want to pick up just some gummies. And even taking one of those, if you've never had an experience, you can have a bad trip your first time.
Well, you can the benefit to the medical edibles is that the dosages are accurate.
Controlled.
So you know what you're taking. So you can take a half and work your way up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she doesn't think I should take an edible, period. That I should start like with a vape or something, because that's usually the high is faster, but it's not as the edible is stronger, right? So I'm like, yo, like I don't care if I have to if I have like if shit gets fucking wild and I get mad paranoid or whatever, like it might be fun, you know? Like why not? Like I don't know. Before I die, I'm gonna get fucked up on shrooms and and do some wild shit. Yeah, like I want to see like pink dinosaurs chasing me down a fucking river while I'm paragliding in fire or something.
It sounds fun, but you will be really thinking that a pink dinosaur is chasing you, and it's not gonna be fun.
You've done shrooms, Patricia?
No.
Oh.
God no. I don't need that shit.
So yeah,
I'm
like
already
I
loopy
think
in my head, you know. Excuse me.
Like he was greening too much with that. So
yeah. I've never smoked weed ever. I had edibles once and I would never do it again.
See, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But all of these experiences were homemade edibles. That's the point.
No, not mine. I went to Colorado.
Yeah, Daym, you got a different.
Here's the problem.
Go ahead, Patricia.
I went to Colorado. We went to a dispensary, and I bought chocolate chip cookies. Like I said, this was my first and last experience. So I went with my sister. She was living in Colorado at the time, and she's, she smokes and whatever. You would think that she would orient me and educate me with it. I went back to the hotel room and I started eating these cookies like they were Chips Ahoy.
Oh, so you had more than just one cookie?
No, I had like 4.
You can't.
So
see, that's not the edible's fault. That's you. That's all you.
So what was the experience? What was the experience?
So I am like you. I have to feel in control of everything. So it was, for me, the longest night of my life. When I tell you the longest, I mean like I would look at the time and then I would feel like 10 minutes had passed and it was still the same minutes. And I could not control myself. I had no control of my body. And that's how I got my daughter. She was a wee baby.
Not expecting that one, but hey.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah, it was I remember the night. It was the longest night. And I remember
you should have named your daughter Cookie.
Yeah, she's a cookie. She's a tough cookie. I remember calling my sister and I was paranoid. I'm like, oh my God, and then to make it worse, my mom was in the room.
What?
Wait, 1 second. We had a suite. Wait, now I'm just realizing something.
There's so many levels to this shit. So and then you're like, I'm looking at the clock and it felt like 1 minute went by after 10 minutes after 1 minute. So did he last a minute? Like, or did it seem like an eternity? Or with your mom there? Like, I got questions, Patricia.
Wait, this is why I don't do drugs. Wait, no. We had a suite. So my mom was in the same room, but it was a suite. So we were like in the room or whatever. Wow. Let's just change the subject, right? Yeah, I'm not even gonna be able to call my mom for Christmas now. So if
Wow. So
moral of the story is if you take an edible, take half of whatever you're taking and work your way. I mean, it was a horrible night. It was a horrible, great night.
well, any of you marijuana aficionados out there, yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that. I think I'm gonna do my first little dose probably sometime early next year.
Just go,
I'm
do
probably
you know
gonna go
what? Just take it in the
THC.
ER
So,
parking lot.
huh?
Do it in the ER parking lot. If you really freak out, just walk into the ER. We've seen it many times.
No, I think really what I want to do is I want to take an edible and I want to put on some of my favorite music and play some video games and see how
Probably go
crazy
to
it
sleep. You
gets.
probably have the best sleep of your life.
That's
Really?
probably what's gonna happen. I keep saying that, and everybody's like, no, because it's not like I'm not talking about CBD, which I will take that, but I want my first time to be THC. So
Well, I
I
can't
want the
believe
high.
that
I want
you
to
have
know.
never done any type of drugs at all.
Never. I was always the designated driver. I was always the the guy protecting people, and it was never a thing that I wanted to ever do. All my friends were fucked up and high, but it never interested me.
What about you, Damian?
What about me?
The topic that we're talking about.
Moms and pops are listening to this podcast, so Daym, just keep it to yourself, bro. But
How
we
many
know.
lines did you do? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I've never. I was
White
in high school.
lines.
I was an athlete, and my friends all partook, but they kept me out of those shenanigans. So
Good
never.
friends. That's good.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I have. I've smoked. I've actually never done edibles because I've seen friends have terrifying experiences on them. But again, this is none of it was on medical. But I do know people that take edibles from uh medical dispensaries and as their first time experiencing it. And
Actually, my sister and John and her husband, he does edibles. He doesn't smoke. My sister smokes. He prefers edibles and she prefers to smoke.
I would just say, me, I research everything. I would just do your research, read about different strands, and find
I have, yeah.
fit you. There's the sativas that are for daytime, might keep you up. There's indicas that'll fucking knock your ass out in 15 minutes. So just gotta know what you're
Take
doing.
that one. Take that one.
When it happens, I'll come back here with full details.
Oh no! You know what you should do?
Whenever that
You
is.
should do it.
I'm not
should
doing that live.
You should do it
we
while
should do
you're
it on the
live,
podcast.
No, you know why I won't do it? Because I'm gonna probably sound like a fucking moron.
No, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that.
Yeah, no, I've been around a lot of people who are high, and usually when people get high, they think they're saying some smart ass shit, and they always fucking sound stupid. So
Now that
I'm
may
not
happen.
doing that. Yeah, it's bad enough I probably do that already. So no.
Well, and you've never been drunk before either.
No.
Like you've never been shit faced.
No, never.
Me neither.
I probably have had. So I'll tell you a story. So the day before I got married. Who, me or Patricia? Oh, Patricia is lying because I vividly remember her saying that she was drunk one time. Anyway, I don't know.
Just once.
But
it was
you two were your.
It was just one long 3-year span. It was just one.
Oh, okay, so it was one long. Okay, so yeah, the day before I got married, we were in Jamaica, and we were at a all-inclusive resort, and I decided with my best friend that we were just gonna bar hop, and I was gonna get drunk. Well, my friend actually decided that's what was going to happen. So I was like, all right, fuck it. So we started going and just drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. We went to different restaurants and stuff and different bars, and I was fine. I didn't feel anything. Everything was good, and then when I saw the pictures later on, every picture, I'm just like, I look silly as hell, but I didn't. I felt like I was in my normal thoughts or whatever. I didn't get sick.
Well,
But
you were probably just tipsy.
Yeah,
I drank
bars.
a lot. I drank a lot. Like I drink a lot.
Some of us are
It
built like
wasn't
that.
like,
Bro.
yeah. So, and I come from a long line of alcoholics in my family. So, like maybe it's just built into me
Natural
somewhere. But
tolerance.
yeah, so it didn't really do much. And then the only other time was same scenario. I was with my ex-wife's father, and he was convinced that he was going to get me drunk on his rum concoction or whatever. And he's a
That
serious
sounds
hardcore
dangerous.
Jamaican guy, and telling me, basically that he was gonna get me fucked up, and sure enough, he gave me some drink, and I had a couple of them, and I said I'm fine, but I became really like affectionate with everyone,
Aw.
and then I fell asleep, and that was it. So those are my only two experiences that I could say that I've consumed alcohol or anything enough to get me even slightly high or drunk or whatever. It's just not my vibe.
Do you remember the bottle? Was it rum?
It was a rum. Yeah.
Did it have like a yellow and green label?
I don't remember. I was too busy looking at my eyelids.
My boy, too busy looking at your eyelids. My boy Sheldon, this is in high school, Bushwick. Family's from Jamaica, and his father, when his parents would go, they would bring back this rum that you could only get in Jamaica, and a fucking cap full of that shit have you sitting down somewhere.
The drink itself was powerful as hell. Like I remember drinking and thinking like, you enjoy this shit? And he was just like, yeah, man, like he was just like just super hyped that I was doing it.
Yeah, this shit's like 180 proof, which like most rums here are like between 40 to 80 in America. That shit's like 180.
Yeah, he had said something to that effect. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was like, you can't get this anywhere,
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
And I just
remember
being like
nephew something like that. Jamaican rum, white rum.
Yeah, he said recently, not to me, I don't talk to him anymore, but my daughter overheard him saying that he refers to his concoction as a leg spreader. So,
all right, that sounds like some Jamaican shit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, he's a dick.
So Trevor Noah leaves the Daily Show after 7 years. Hit the mute.
Oh Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is live. Let's go.
Man, so Trevor Noah leaves the Daily Show after 7 years. Sad to see him go.
7 years already.
7 years.
I feel like it was just a couple of years ago that Jon Stewart left. I haven't seen the Daily Show since Jon Stewart left, though. I mean, I really love Jon Stewart.
As did
That's
I.
funny.
Yeah,
that's funny because I think Trevor Noah was almost as good, if not better, in certain ways than Jon Stewart. And I don't feel like he ever really got the praise that Jon Stewart got. I think people feel like it was like a different era, right? Because it was the Colbert, Report, and then also Jon Stewart, so the Daily Show. So, but Trevor Noah had a great run.
Even Stephen Colbert came from the Daily Show.
Yeah, and he came from there and then branched off to his other one.
Right.
So, and even that is weird seeing him now on his show because he's not playing that fake conservative
Character.
role. Yeah, that
Right.
character. So, all of that is lost. But I think Trevor Noah is funny as hell. I think,
He is.
yeah, I think he's got a natural kind of talent, and I hope we keep seeing him. I hope he does bigger and better things. But I'm gonna miss him.
Well, he had said
So-
he plans to travel, but he does want to get back into stand up as well. And I don't know if you've seen any of his stand up, but I've seen a few. He's fucking hilarious.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
pretty
really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is I think Trevor Noah, I feel like he was kind of pushed out of the show. I don't know what the details are, whatever. I don't think it was just totally just, him departing.
Why
I
would
could be wrong.
why would
but
they push him out? I mean, I think he was doing great.
Yeah,
I think the ratings were lower than what they had wanted from some of the reports that I read. But I think ratings are just down in general on television. I don't think it's because of him.
TV viewership is down. So
yeah, because even Patricia just said she likes him. He's funny, but she hasn't really watched the show.
No.
So yeah,
Like
I'm sure
like
you see the clips.
I do see. That's what I was saying. I'll see the clips on social media, and I love every single thing that I see of him. But I will not tune in to the show. I cannot tell you what time, what date. But it's not because of him. It's just because I generally just don't watch TV anymore. I just stream whatever I see.
And that's just it. His numbers on YouTube and on social media are out the roof, but TV ratings are down because people don't watch TV anymore.
He should just have a podcast.
So who's going to replace him? That's the big question.
I have my suggestions.
Lord.
I have one too, and I think I'm right. Although I know your suggestion, I think that's a pretty good one as well.
So I have three. I have the first thought would be to change it up totally and have a female. I like Sarah Silverman. I think she's funny. She's edgy. She's I think she's pretty good. My next choice would be Godfrey. I think he's super funny. He's too black for I think TV. It's the truth. Like he's gonna say it and he's gonna keep it real, but I just think he's comedy gold. He's super smart, politically speaking. He understands, and I think he would really be a great host. And then the next one is kind of a surprise pick, but I think I would love to see Arsenio Hall make a return.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
And
that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't even have to say anything else about him.
Sarah Silverman.
She's fantastic. I listen to her podcast, and she understands. Patricia, have you paid attention? Have you ever listened to her? Really?
I don't think she's funny. Okay, so wait. I've never seen any of her stand-up comedies, but whenever she's on TV at a show or doing an interview, whatever, I can't even watch her. I can't take her.
Well,
she's hilarious.
We're going to get a chance to see how it all works. Personally, I think John Klepper would be a perfect fit for the job, but they're going to run through.
I don't know who that is.
You ever see the guy that goes to all of the Trump rallies and interviews them and takes what they say and spins it right back on them? And they're too dumb. Real tall. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. But he's from the show as well, so I think that would be a good fit. But they're gonna run through a slew of guest hosts, which I'm assuming these are all probably test runs to see how the responses are and how the numbers are. Al Franken, I think, is kicking it off, which would be kind of interesting.
Al Franken, he would be pretty amazing. Yeah, Al Franken is funny.
So he's up. Sarah Silverman is one of them as well. Actually, I think she's the first up. She's starting January 17th.
How could you not want Sarah Silverman?
No,
I would be
Leslie Jones. I'm sorry. Leslie Jones is kicking it off on the 17th.
She would be awesome too. She would be different, but yeah.
Then you got Chelsea Handler and Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes would be good. Chelsea Handler, I would love Wanda Sykes. Yeah.
I don't think Chelsea Handler is funny at all.
She's more edgy. She's Edgy.
Yeah.
I don't think she's funny like a comedian. I know she wants to call herself a comedian, but she's more like, I don't know, raunchy, and I don't know, like her topics are so stupid to me.
Yeah.
She would have to tone it down for that kind of show, but she might be interesting. I mean,
I like
I'm
Wanda
willing to
Sykes.
give anyone a chance who's you know, who
There's
might
a
be able
couple
to
more
keep it going
interesting names on
years.
this list here too. D.L.
What else?
Hughley. That could be something there.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's
Oh,
funny. I've never been a big fan of Hughley's stand up. Never.
Oh,
I never, he never did anything for me. But his political conversations, and I listen to his podcasts, and when he's in that realm, and even when he jokes a little bit, he's way funnier in to me in that realm than he is just doing stand up. So DL Hughley would be pretty awesome.
yeah. John Leguizamo.
I should have put him on the list.
I love him.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's just like Godfrey. He's probably too much of a spick for them to even consider him. But I love John Leguizamo. He keeps it real, and he's gonna say it how it is.
That would be interesting. Cal
And
Penn,
he's
who
funny.
I don't know who that is.
And he's funny.
I don't know who that is.
John Leguizamo, I've been always a big fan of his one-man shows.
Yeah.
And he did so many of them, you know, Mambo Mouth, Spicorama, what else? Freak. He's had so many of them that I've been huge fans of. So he can definitely carry the show, probably just as good or better than any of those people we talked about.
And for those who, if you still don't know who that is, Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Or the Ice Age, what is it? Sid?
Squirrel.
No, not the sloth guy. He's that guy.
Oh no, the squirrel. Or from Tu Wong Fu. I love that movie.
But yeah, Tu Wong Fu. Yeah, but he's probably best known for Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Benny Blanco
from the Bronx. Yep.
Cal Penn is on the list. I have no idea who that is. The only person on the list I don't know. Marlon Wayans. That could be interesting. You don't think so?
Not feeling him.
And then a former Daily Show regular, Hassan Minaj, who is pretty big right now. He's out there booming. I think he's got something on Netflix.
He fits the type that they look for.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of comedy that's not too edgy, but kind of safe, and he can say things and get away with it. Like, yeah, he fits that really good.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, on January 17th, we'll see.
So Sarah Silverman is the one that's kicking it off?
No, Leslie Jones is kicking it off.
I'll have to see Sarah Silverman's show and see.
I want to see them all. Not so much interested in Chelsea Handlers, but I really want to see Al Franken, D.L. Hughley, and Wanda Sykes.
Leguizamo.
See how they do it.
Leguizamo. Yeah. January 17th. Stay tuned. So Illinois becomes the first state to eliminate the cash bail.
Why you keep fucking pausing, bro? What's going on?
Yeah,
I'm hearing all kind of noises, and I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Bro, you look like you just took a fucking edible. You're like, so guys.
So Illinois becomes the Illinois. Let's try that again. So Illinois becomes the first state to eliminate.
I'm fucking trying, bro. I'm sorry. This shit, it's like school, man. Serious. Focused.
So Illinois becomes the first state to eliminate the cash bail. It's Illinois Pretrial Fairness Act, which is a pretty big deal because for years, bail has been used against the poor as a way to keep them in prison. and it's pretty detrimental to if you don't have an extra $250 to get out of jail for a minor infraction, you're going to be there for days to weeks, which may eventually cost you your job, which then could cost you your home, and it's just a trickle down effect. So doing away with this is a big deal.
It is.
It's been devastating to poor communities, and I'm really happy to hear this.
Yeah.
Again, this is something that should have been taken care of way before 2022.
Yeah. Well,
This is
just one state, so
yeah.
But it sets a precedent. It sets a trend, and hopefully that'll continue. I think when, especially when you're considering most of these crimes we're talking about are petty crimes.
Right.
They're not even like, big things. So yeah, I think this is the step in the right direction. Now let's hope the crime rate doesn't rise in Illinois in the next few years. But
this is it's part of a larger bill, the Illinois House Bill 3653. Which is a sweeping package of criminal justice measures. Some of the provisions include requiring police officers to be licensed by the state and to wear body cams by 2025, expanding training opportunities for officers, making it easier to decertify police officers who commit misconduct, and improve victims compensation program by making resources more readily available to survivors. So it's a lot of good shit in there. Looks like it's ready to hold cops accountable. It's implementing things in place to hold bad cops accountable for their misdeeds, and we'll see how it goes.
As Republicans would call it, lawlessness.
Right. So some of it's kind of staggering. Some of it takes effect in July. The no cash bail policy won't take effect until January 2025, 2 years from now.
Oh wow. Why so long?
Probably they think there's going to be a lot of things that they didn't think of, a lot of hiccups in writing the laws, so it's going to give them time to work it all out.
These things never really happen that quickly anyway. So
yeah,
but it's good
on
news.
The books.
I hope other states start to follow along, and we'll see.
Time.
We'll see how that goes.
This is ridiculous.
I think I feel like there's just an attack on anyone who's middle class or below, just in general in the country.
But that's been since day one. That's how they keep everyone.
Yeah. Everywhere you turn, it's like, healthcare, gas, food. The only thing that seems to be somewhat affordable still is like entertainment, and even that, it's gotten out of control. So, this is a great thing, and I know some people feel like, hey, if you go to jail, if you commit a crime, the consequences should be severe. It shouldn't be
not for everything. It should not be cookie cutter,
Right, but the problem is that when someone who has money commits a crime, it's not even a thought to get bailed out. Where someone who is younger or poor, or like Damian was saying, you have a job, you can't afford to miss work, and you made a mistake. It might not even be anything that severe, and you lose everything because you can't.
But that's how they keep minorities in the system. That's just.
Exactly.
Of course, yeah.
Because even if you're white and poor, you have a better chance than if you are a minority and poor. So.
Yeah, if the judge decides to, be lenient on you or whatever, and that makes a difference. So yeah, I'm super hyped over that. I think when I see things like this, it gets me excited because I feel like that's where we start trending in the right direction. And it will happen.
We always start thinking, oh, the world is so bad, or it's not progressing, but it is moving just slowly, but it's moving.
Slowly.
Yeah, very slowly. But again, these things, it it moves along. If any other states see that there's success in it, see that voters are responding to it, voting for the candidates that are supporting it, we'll see more of this stuff for sure.
What I suspect may happen is cops will probably leave the state.
Why?
Because they don't want to be held accountable.
No, I said bye. I didn't say why.
I thought you said why. Yeah.
No, I said bye.
That can cause a problem, so we'll see. Meanwhile, you got this guy here giving people $5,000 to come be a cop here, coming from any state, doesn't matter where you are. Come police our communities, we'll give you $5,000. Whatever.
I don't know.
Really quick, I was yesterday at a dinner party, and we're all expats. We're Latinos, and we live here in Istanbul. And we were talking about why we've chosen to live here instead of our own countries or the United States or whatever. And a huge topic for them was that the cops, how even in their own countries they're so lawless, and and I was like, in the United States it's just, you cannot even, I mean, I don't feel safe, and we come here and you can just have a regular conversation with a police officer every single time, because there's a lot of checkpoints when we travel from city to city or town to town. Even especially like when we were just did that trip that we were like by the Syrian border, there's a lot of checkpoints. And so we would be stopped a lot. And it's always so courteous. It's always so nice. It's never, aggressive or, in that, I don't understand the police force in the United States. They just need to regroup and redefine.
When you say that, I understand what you're saying, and yet I've encountered cops that are really nice and helpful, police officers. So I think where we fall into it is I don't trust police officers, so it's always a surprise or a shock when I see one that's friendly or really helpful. But I think it's become now part of the policing culture here in the States. It's that
I think both sides are tense. We are tense already from the get-go. They're tense from the get-go, and there's no bridging and coming together. I think as time goes by, it will get better, but I feel like it's only getting probably worse.
Yeah, they're first of all, the guns are so out of control in this country that it does make sense why police officers are intimidated. The citizens are armed more than the police. It really is the truth. So they have to be sort of on edge. And then the second part of that too is just, it's the culture. It's the culture of policing and how, militarized they are. And that's why we have these things. But what's happening in Illinois and the violence and everything that they've experienced over the last few years, hopefully this will have a positive effect.
I think a large part of it has to do with importing police. They're patrolling communities they're not familiar with, dealing with cultures they're not familiar with, and they just don't really give a fuck. They don't have any value in that community. Whereas if we found ways to cultivate police from within the community, things would probably be a lot different. I don't know.
Yeah, if it was actually
a model
of serving and protect.
So how do you do that? I wonder why like police stations don't have fairs and events to get the community to come and get to know them.
Some do.
I've never heard no shit like that, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, I've never heard.
I mean, I've seen police officers have like in communities, they're part of the fundraising, for
no. I mean, like fire stations do it, right? Every year there's a time, I don't know if it's a week or if it's a weekend, but they invite you to, they set up tents and bring in food, and they do, like Temple Terrace does it. The one in like Wesley Chapel, I know they do it. You can come to the fire station, you can see the engine, and you can ask questions, and it's just kind of like to get to know your community. But I've never heard of a police station in Florida do something like that, and I think that would be a great way to kind of bridge people together.
You probably don't hear it too often, especially in Florida, because the cops might kill someone at the event because they're scared that they have a gun. I mean, it's fucking true. Like, you just like, yeah, I just don't know, man.
Like even at the international, no, not international mall, where the outlet mall in Wesley Chapel. I remember that almost every Christmas they would have the fire engine to one of the stations nearby, and you get to meet the firefighters, and you get to meet, take a picture with the engine or whatnot. But if they did that, if police officers would do that too, it could create like a different, atmosphere. I think.
I don't know. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, get kids over there to take pictures, in handcuffs and shit, or like, pulling motherfuckers over, give them like a traffic ticket
personal,
or whatever. Sick a dog on them,
like I live in
this is our canine. if you hit the canine while he's going for your throat, that's like hitting a police officer, so actually when I was in school in Florida, they had police come and he actually threw a flashbang. We were outside, and he we got to see what that sounds like, and in real person. He even shot a gun with like blanks and stuff. So we were just like, I was just like, wow, like this is crazy, even as a young person. So I don't know. I just don't know if that's a great idea. I guess
I think it's a great idea, not what you're describing.
I think if you take the time to meet some of the people in the community and get to know who they are instead of just prejudging them based on their appearance, then you start to it starts to humanize them.
Yeah, there is some of that, but the problem is we don't have enough of it. But there is some of that. There are police officers who even on their own,
of course,
do a lot of that community service. I just, we can't lump those people with a lot of the bad apples that we got out there. So and I'm typically not a fan of police officers in general, but I do know that there are some who, really are trying to help the situation, but it's just not enough of it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's obviously, I don't think anybody believes that all cops are bad cops. So there's good and there's bad, and then there's the good who let the bad be bad.
I don't even think the majority of police officers are bad. I think they get a bad reputation, but the problem is that even if I'm not the bad cop, I kind of become
you're complicit when you
part of the problem when I'm complicit. Yeah, that's the thing. They
and,
really
and,
protect,
and if
they
you're not
protect each other.
And if you're not complicit, you're in danger.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
And so it's that's why I just in general I just don't trust any of them. It's very hard for me to look at any officer and just feel that sense of American pride, or I don't ever feel safe. And I'm as pacey as they come. So, as far as Hispanics are concerned. So, I still don't feel comfortable around them.
Yeah, you could pull off a John.
I've had bad experiences
until he opens his mouth.
So. I know.
Yeah. Just a sign.
What you pull me over for? What's the problem, man?
The fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck boy.
Yeah, I'll call him a fuck boy. That's an inside joke. Another inside joke.
That should have go bad quick.
So moving on.
Moving along. The House approves referendum to decolonize Puerto Rico.
There is
Yeah,
a
I
lot to
thought you
talk
guys were
about
gonna be
here.
like jump all over that one. You don't seem excited.
No,
Okay.
yeah, I don't, like, listen, I haven't really dug deep into it, but I know it doesn't go far enough. But I know for years and years and years, one of the reasons why there's so many Puerto Ricans in New York and in the cities, one of the reasons why my family ended up in New York, is because they were driven out of their land in Puerto Rico. Farmers were, just people who had businesses were pretty much they couldn't compete with the American corporations going in there and buying up a lot of the land and all of that stuff. So of course, as a Puerto Rican, I love the idea that we're citizens of the United States, but at the same time, they're fucking up our resources and our island, and
It's a
they've been doing
double-edged
this
sword.
for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I know some people say you can't have it both ways, right? You can't be part of the United States and protected by the United States and think that, you own every part of your land, but we do, and that's I don't know. So these kind of measures and this, I know it's long overdue, but I know AOC had a great speech on it. And yeah, what do you think, Patricia?
What do I think? Like I'm thinking of what you just said right now about people saying, oh, you can't not want to, keep it your own if you're being protected by the United States. What do I think about that? I think this is what I think. Like, this is exactly what I think. Don't tell me that we have to be almost like grateful that we're being protected by the United States when the United States are fucking us over, have been fucking us over for so long, for decades. So no, what do I think about it? I think it's not going to go anywhere. I think it's just going to stay. They've had referendums every election. I think the island is split. My whole entire family lives in Puerto Rico. I don't have any family that lives in the mainland. And my family split. Half of them are like, yeah, let's become a state. Half of them are like, no, we don't want to become a state. We want to stay, independent, or like as independent as they are. But something has to give, because we don't have rights.
So
I think it's not going to pass the Senate. Republicans are not going to pass it. So
Right.
I know that this is probably considered more symbolic in the first steps, but
is
and it's
it
probably
requiring I mean, do they need the Republicans to vote on this?
yeah,
They would have to.
it's not going to pass from what I'm understanding. The Senate.
Like the people that I talked to about it when this came out, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, they said like they don't pay attention to it. They don't really believe it. Some of them care, some of them don't care. And the ones that care enough are already in the United States.
I mean, I know a lot of this is centered around, should Puerto Rico ever be considered or end up being the 51st state? I mean, really, that's essentially the question that they're talking about here.
Well, it gives a few different options, and it pretty much puts it in the hands of the citizens of Puerto Rico. But it says the proposal would commit Congress to accept Puerto Rico in the United States as the 51st state if voters on the island approve it. Voters also could choose outright independence or independence with free association. And the terms of that would be defined, with negotiations over foreign affairs, including U.S. citizenship and the use of the U.S. dollar. So, I mean, there's 3 different variations there that could be a potential outcome. But I think what's interesting with this case that's different from the other ones is that the governor of the Puerto Rico is the party he's in is the pro-statehood New Progressive Party. So
they're trying to get rid of him too.
The last referendum was in 2020, and it was a 53-47 vote in favor of statehood.
No, yeah, every time they do the referendum, it gets closer and closer. And like you said, like this time around, I don't think the United States would do it. What would they gain by making us the 51st state? Nothing.
Taxes.
Yeah, oh yeah. The United States gains from this as far as like the government is concerned. My question is, how does it affect the people on the island, and how does it affect relations moving forward between Americans and Puerto Ricans?
What do you
I
mean?
mean, it would, if it was a state, that means like, oh my God, I'm gonna sound so terribly racist right now. That would mean that some of that white mentality, that white racist mentality that a lot of Americans have. Well, now we own Puerto Rico. Now
But they
Puerto
have that
Rico is
mentality now. No, but they have that
no, they don't.
mentality
But
now.
they don't. But the average person doesn't go to Puerto Rico. If you take like a non-Hispanic person who goes to Puerto Rico for vacation, they don't claim the island. It's not theirs. You know what I'm saying? That would change in a lot of ways. In my brain, I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
I don't. I mean, because who says? Just thinking about other states, right? Who says like that's our state? I don't
Well,
know.
the
let me
closest I could think of would be Hawaii and yeah, and maybe Alaska, right?
let
Like
me give you guys an example. Like I said, my entire family lives in Puerto Rico. My mom, my brother, everyone, right? Let me give you an example. For example, when the pandemic happened, there were a lot of tourists,
when what?
American, when the pandemic happened,
Okay.
Corona. When Corona happened, there were a lot of Americans that were traveling to Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico had probably the strictest laws in place for the pandemic versus the United States. Over here, I mean, in the US, it was just like, whatever, you wear a mask if you want to wear a mask, whatever. Americans, white and black, would come to Puerto Rico thinking that they were coming from America, and there were a lot of fights. There were literally a lot of fights because they came with the mentality that I'm American, I'm coming from America, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do, and you guys have to do whatever I say because I'm coming from America. There is that mentality when tourists go over there. 100%.
So yeah,
100%.
so
But
that's
I
my
don't think that's any
question.
different than here in this country. People walk around here
No,
like that too.
yeah, but it doesn't
But the
fucking
difference,
belong to them.
but the difference is exactly, but the difference is, like, for example, right now, you have all these corporations coming from the mainland to Puerto Rico, displacing people, buying out buildings, right? Buying out buildings that people have lived there for decades, and they have 30 days to leave. They come in with that mentality already that this is they're trying to take our beach. They're trying to set up, they're buying land in front of the beach, which are public beaches, and they're closing them off, making it impossible for us to go to our own beach. And these are all American. When I say American, I mean American corporations coming in and displacing us. No, we already have enough of that. And when they do
Right. What is
come, they come with this. Not everybody, of course, not everybody, but there's a lot of people that do come thinking that they're better than us because they're from the mainland, like we're second-class citizens. That
But
happens all the time.
if that's happening now, you you think that's going to change?
no, I think it gets worse.
You think it
Is the
gets worse?
question. Of course it
Yeah.
gets worse. Because now, and don't get me wrong, there are positives with this. I think the grid, the electric grid system over there is atrocious. I think that'll probably get an improvement. I think when we have major natural disasters, federal funding would be really nice. So yeah, I think there's a lot of positives to it, but what does it do for the culture? What does it do?
I think the culture will probably
for the
take a
culture long
hit, but
term.
I think economically, it would probably be a better lifestyle for the people there.
But economically, it would be a better lifestyle only because the United States has done so much damage already to the
Thank you.
economy over there.
Thank
So
you.
it's almost like let's fuck it up so we can fix it and own it. And I think
And
a
be the
lot of Puerto
white
Ricans have that
savior, and
mentality
be
about
that
it.
white savior mentality that you're coming to save something that you fucked up in the beginning. So we should not
Right.
be
And then
thankful to you for fucking it up.
you got people like Donald Trump, right? Throwing paper towels like he's doing us a big fucking favor. Yeah. So I see both sides of it. This is great. This is a lot to talk about. It's just there's so many details and so many thoughts and passionate feelings that I think, Puerto Ricans, whether you are United States Puerto Rican or like myself, or you're someone who lives there or is frequently over there, I think there's a lot to talk about there, and I don't know, it kind of scares me, the idea of Puerto Rico being the 51st state.
Personally, for me, I would not want to be part of I would not want Puerto Rico to be the 51st state. I wouldn't.
But you would rather the island stay in the condition it's in now?
I'd rather the United States fix what they have done and leave us the way that we are, but fix us. That's what I would rather. I feel like if we become the 51st state, we will lose our culture. We will lose our identity. We would no, I don't want it.
Right, like imagine, hey, what are you? Puerto Rican? No, you're American.
Well, that didn't happen in Hawaii. They very much still have their own culture.
Yeah, but right. But Hawaiians don't even like Americans.
But they are American.
That means, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't see themselves as American. When when somebody asks me where I'm from, I don't say I'm American. Oh, I'm American. I say I'm Puerto Rican. That's what I am. I'm not American. Oh, I have an American passport. I was born into that, but I don't claim myself to be American. I claim myself
you'll be fucking American now, totally.
No, I won't. Even if it passes, I'm gonna be like, I'm from Puerto Rico. Don't even show me the American flag. Show me the Puerto Rican flag.
It's kind of an advantage, right? To be able to say you're Puerto Rican and then be able to say you're American whenever it's convenient.
I think it's interesting. I don't know a whole lot about the history. I know, there was some stuff, some weird laws implemented years ago that restrict exporting and things like that, and
like the Jones Act.
Yeah, I think that sounds familiar, but I don't know how you undo that, how you fix it at this point, but I think leaving things the way they are isn't the answer, because things are bad.
No, leaving things the way they are, it's not the solution either. But we can work around it without having to become a state. I think.
Well, I think that was one of the options where
right.
What was it? Independence with free association. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds like you would still be associated with the U.S., but you'd be an independent country.
Which is basically what most people think of what it is now anyway, but not really. I mean, there are reasons why these things are worded a certain way. Like I said, I got to dig deeper into it. But yeah, it is a topic. I don't think we're going in that direction anytime soon. So I think if Puerto Rico does become a 51st state, it's years away from
happening. It's a symbolic thing, but I don't think it will happen. Not soon, and I hope it doesn't happen.
Music and movies. So I got to start off by revising my expressed sentiment on the A Boogie album. I listened to it on my phone and it just wasn't satisfactory. But when I played it on the big speakers, it was a whole different experience. So I enjoyed the album much more than I previously stated that I did. And it's probably his second best album. So A Boogie with the Hoodie, Me versus Myself, stamped.
The problem with what you're saying, and it bothers me. You don't listen to music on your fucking phone, first of all. Just like you don't watch like a great film on a shitty fucking TV. Like, there are just certain things you don't do. Like, if like, that's why I can't stand motherfuckers who bootleg films. Oh, I watch it on my Fire Stick or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay, Julian. You can see people you know, in the movie theater and stuff. Yeah, but it's fine. You can see everything. I'm like, fuck off. Like, that's not how the movie, like, years ago, that's how people would tell me, oh, did you see Avatar? I'm like, yeah, I didn't think it was that good. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, you know, the effects were great. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I saw a bootleg version of it, and right there, like, I just want to, like, cock slap them, because it's just like, what are you doing?
It's the artist in you, bro. It's the artist in you.
Right. Like, it's like, yes. So here you are. You're judging, reviewing.
Listen, I'm writing my wrong, bro. I was wrong. I get it. I
get it. I'm glad you did it, but it is blasphemous to do that.
You're right. I should be hung.
No. You should just be put in a steam room and spanked a few times.
Hey, yo.
You'd rather be hung, wouldn't you?
I think so. Well, who's doing the spanking? That's important.
Yeah, I didn't say.
I'm just gonna sit here and listen to the conversation. Okay.
Well, Patricia, why don't you tell us who would be the one spanking Damian in this scenario? I'm gonna say just to make it fun, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Jay-Z.
So
it's gonna be Jay-Z.
A Boogie with the hoodie, me versus myself. Check it out.
I think Prince would do the spanking.
Prince
is dead.
Hypothetical.
This is all hypothetical. I say Jay-Z because I think if, like, secretly Daym likes Jay-Z so much. I don't know what the fuck that was. I have no idea what the hell that was. You just fucked up that whole segment, Patricia. You have no idea.
Keep it.
You could do mute and go all you want, like
the mute button first.
I thought she was just like, Drew, don't go there with Jay-Z. I'm just like,
at first I thought so too, but then I saw the look in her eyes and I was like, nope, that's not what that was. So, yeah, go ahead.
So you're rewriting the wrong on that. Okay, that's good. So any other recommendations you got for us?
Yeah, SZA came out with an album called SOS, and boy, is she sending out a distress signal for the industry. She's trying to change music. She's got some songs on there where it's clearly a pop sound, pop music, but the content is heavy R&B, and it's just really weird. But it works, and she mastered it. The album, check it out, SZA, SOS.
They've been doing that since Motown. How is that changing the industry?
No. I might not be explaining it the best I can, but it's really hard to explain because I've never heard anything like this.
You mean the beats, or
it's almost like it would be a big pop artist. What's her name that's going on tour? Name somebody. I don't listen to that shit. Patricia.
Pop artist? I don't know.
Anyway,
Taylor Swift, isn't she a pop artist?
That's the one I was trying to think of. If you just imagine like her music, but with R&B lyrics, you just got to check it out. Check out the album, SZA, SOS, front to back. It's a great album. Great album.
Well, I'm less inclined to listen to something that leans on the pop side, but
it's not. It's not a pop album. It's R&B thoroughly through. But she's experimenting with a couple of the songs. There's like 20 songs on there. Like it's definitely an R&B album. But she's experimenting on there, and she's having some fun with it, and I liked it.
Is it experimenting more on the production side, would you say, or is
for
it
her?
More
for her,
on
yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, That sounds interesting, for sure. Anything else?
Corey Guns and David Bars dropped an album called Guns Time Bars. And if you know either one of them, you're getting exactly what you expect to get. But it's over some dope, like mellow beats, kind of. If you're a Joe Budden fan, it's like mood music beats with Corey Gunn bars and David Bars on it. I liked it, enjoyable.
The only thing I know about these guys is from Love and Hip Hop.
No, that's his dad.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's Peter Guns.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. And I only know him. I don't really watch the show, but from like the clips that I see on social media, like he has, I don't know, a lot of kids or whatever. He's always on some mess.
Yeah, he's hosting the what's that show now? Cheaters. It's fucking hilarious. Cheaters is a TV show.
Like the old show from back in the day? That's still going?
It's still going, and now he hosts that show.
Did somebody get shot or stabbed in that show?
I don't know. But
yeah, there was some controversy that got that show stopped, and then same thing with like the Dateline How to Catch a Predator. Oh, I used to love watching that shit.
Yeah.
And I know they brought it back like on YouTube for a little while. So Tanisha and I would just sit there and watch that shit like all night. We'd watch like that and like Iron Chef back to back. Like, okay, Dateline and then Iron Chef. So
weird combo, but
I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah, you know, it was our thing for a while, but
that's all I got from music, man. This week, that's all I got.
Well, I got something. So 2 films I'm going to recommend. I'm not doing full documentaries this time. I have one documentary, and that's Don't Pick Up the Phone. It's on Netflix. It's a new documentary. It's if sexual assault and that sort of subject matter is hard for you to watch, this is going to be a hard watch, or hard for you to like listen to or whatever. But it's wild that
shit you've never heard before.
Yeah, Damian recommended it to me. I saw it, and I definitely recommend it. I don't even want to say anything else other than the fact that it's almost unbelievable that this is actually a thing. So check it out. It's on Netflix. Don't Pick Up the Phone.
Worth a watch.
And the next and it's 3 episodes, so it's not terribly long. The next one is Glass Onion, a Knives Out story. I recommend you see the first Knives Out if you've never seen it. The stories are different, but it's following, the main detective or whatever. It's a whodunit. It's a whodunit / comedy. And definitely recommend those 2. And those are my recommendations for the week.
For the record, since this is always a topic, what the fuck does Damian like? I like this kind of movie.
Okay, well,
yeah, I guess it'd be
it's
like
a good
coolish.
movie to like. Yeah. And they don't make movies like that too often anymore. So, I love anything that isn't a Marvel or DC film. Like, they've saturated the market so much with this stuff. It's great to see a sequel that isn't comic book related.
This one is gonna fuck you up because it's like it lays the plot out for you, and you think, okay, so this is what I gotta figure out.
Don't say.
No, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, don't say anything else. It's one of those. It's the type of film you want to go into it almost blind,
not knowing what it is.
Well, you're probably gonna have to watch it more than once. I'm telling you. It's good.
Yeah, I mean,
it just depends on what you're in it for. For me, I like to figure shit out and solve it. So I gotta find all the clues. But you could just watch it and be thoroughly entertained because it's funny, and you could just follow along and enjoy it that way if that's all you're looking for. So
check those two out. Don't Pick Up the Phone and Glass Onion and Knives Out story, both on Netflix.
Yeah. So seems like every week we're talking about more people we lost, a few more legends. Granddaddy IU legendary rapper, writer, producer, member of the Juice Crew.
Something new from the granddaddy. Yeah, that was a little jam for me back in the day.
Yeah. And Paul Silas, NBA player, 3-time champion, 2-time All-Star, 16-year playing career, 32 years of coaching.
Yeah,
legendary man.
Yeah, icon for sure.
Another one personal for me. It's actually 5th anniversary of his death, December 20th. Reggie Ossa, a.k.a. Combat Jack, who maybe you've heard of him, Julian. He was a music lawyer, music attorney, then turned executive, became a journalist. He was a managing editor for The Source at one point, then got into the podcast world and referred to as like the godfather of podcast for our culture, for those that look like us. So he definitely was a trendsetter. Co-founder of Loudspeakers Network. And yeah, so 5 years gone, Combat Jack.
It's crazy. You start to, when you hit your 30s and your 40s and you start to lose people or artists that you grew up watching it or listening to, it's crazy. You realize how short and how precious life is, but rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, it's that time of the podcast.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Are we wrapping this up? Gift wrapping it?
We'll do it a little different this time in memory of Combat Jack. The way he used to finish every episode, he had a great saying, and so I thought, what better way to close out this episode than with his saying. So at the end of every show, he'd say, internets, you know what time it is. Dream those dreams, then man up and women up and live those dreams, because life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in technicolor and surround sound. Loud. Combat Jack.
Another quote. That was a pretty good quote. Much better than the chicken that you did a couple of weeks ago.
In the baskets with the eggs, hatching or not hatching, organic or not organic.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he
I'm
was
never
talking
gonna live
about.
that one down.
Homemade McDonald had you were just really off on that one.
But would have topped off that quote would have been if you were in the shower doing the quote.
Oh, you know what would have been enough for me if Damian was wearing like suspenders. Looking like a farmer, and you just have like these suspenders on.
With a shirt underneath or no shirt?
No. Yeah, no shirt. Like definitely no shirt. Just the suspenders, like.
And the little pig coming out of his mouth.
You guys totally didn't get the quote, huh? You just all you heard was
no. That's the whole point. Nobody got the fucking point. You were just like, chickens and eggs and like feathers and you were just like all over the place. But and you know what? It serves him right, because I had a nice Malcolm X quote that I laid out for him, and he doesn't want to do any of my quotes. I'm like, hey, Damon. He's like, no, this is like my thing or whatever. So yeah.
I mean, that'd be like me telling you what movies to recommend.
Oh my God, this guy is like, I just recommended one that you recommended.
I recommended it to you.
I recommended it to you too. Who did I recommend the quote to?
He took your recommendation. Are you taking his?
He does not, Patricia. He does not.
No.
You know what it is? I father him in these debates, and I just think it would be too much for him.
You gotta cut it out. Anyway, man. Episode 10 is in the books. Congratulations to the both of you again.
And you as well, of course.
Thank you.
Congrats to us. We got past
and
episode 10.
And to our master editor.
Thank you. And there's more to come. So much more to come. Appreciate everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, click that bell icon.
Hope you had a
Really
safe
does help us
holiday.
out. Yeah, really does help us out. You know, we're in this because we're passionate about it, but we
Yes.
don't want to be talking to ourselves. So, you know,
I already do that
definitely,
enough.
Yeah. So, you know, support us. And yeah, until next time.
Clips coming. We probably should have said that in the beginning. Clips coming.
Yeah, we'll be breaking up segments on YouTube, and so, you know, for those who can't listen to the whole podcast in one sitting, we'll be putting out some of the segments. A little bit long overdue, but it's coming, and also we're breaking up the chapters now in the video. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.